Good morning, everyone. We are going to discuss about today's pre-market outlook for the date of 21st of May 2026. Based on the yesterday's discussion and what it has recorded on the chart, that was again a proof. As we have suggested or recommended the traders to apply both buy on dips and sell on rise. While it has opened with a mild or marginally down throughout the day, even though there was no lack of, that means there was a lack of follow through buying action, it has somewhat tried to hold above 23,600 but could not close above the level of the interim behavior shift zone of 23,700. When it has attempted to move away from the 23,700, it got rejected. Again, where near to the important point, that too the interim behavior shift zone, that got rejected because of the selling actions headed into drag the Nifty down. Which means what? The sell on rise worked well around the important levels. So in that manner, the market range bound volatility and all continued for the yet another day yesterday. With cautious approaches, the markets somewhat recovered and showed its interest towards attracting the buying when it is really near to the important support points. That was, as discussed, 23,500 and 23,400 zone. So where it helped to revive from the lows to close above the 23,600 as a yesterday's one. So that was the another proof how the interim behavior shift zone acted well. It could not actually, markets could not, Nifty could not close above to that point consecutively, even though it has attempted. Anyhow, the practice what the market or Nifty is currently doing, as per the behavior analysis, it will probably helping the index to break and close above to that 23,700 as the interim behavior shift zone. That practice based on the recent sessions which has attempted to move above the level, which has attempted to close around the zone, that and all the behavior based one will help the Nifty to anyhow breach by the way of closing above to that 23,700 as the behavior shift zone. Once it closes, we need to wait to observe whether the consecutive second day close is happening or not. If not, the same kind of volatility and the sell on rise, buy on dips kind of strategies will be working out, will be continued to work until it is consecutively giving the confirmation of closing above 23,700 for 2 sessions. Once it gives, the next range one can follow is 24,100 and 24,500, then 24,700. Between this 23,700 confirmation, the highest possibility will be having around 24,100 reach out, and probability maybe get extended towards reaching 24,700 as the number one high priority interim, not interim, high priority behavior shift zone. We have to wait and watch for that confirmation. So that and all can be watched out by the positional traders. We can discuss about today's one, but before that, we just want to show you how the Nifty witnesses the trade for the recent sessions. And of course, based on that particular formation, what can be expected through the way of showing the Nifty chart, which can be explained and you can also understand. Just sharing the Nifty chart now. See, this is what the current structure about the Nifty. what you are seeing is right from the turnaround where happened for the Nifty during the 13th, after 12th May, the 13th May onwards, it was actually trying to bounce back, but it could not close above important levels like 23,700 and all. So in that manner, if you look out, the consecutive 2 sessions was attempted where the 23,777 as the high can be seen as recorded on the chart, but it could not close above to the 23,700. So the close was near to 23,700, exactly to be say 23,689.60 was the level. Then, even though it has attempted moving above 23,800, the close was 23,643. See, not happened is the proof. That is what we are explaining now. Then, it has fallen and recovered because the support zones are getting approached. That particularly 23,300 has been acting as the keen and core support for the recent past. Based on that, it has recorded as 23,300 low on 18th May. But it went up to 23,695, near to that 23,700, close about 23,650. But again, in a second attempt of recovery, like in the previous 13th and 14th sessions, it has tried to move near to the 23,800, recorded the high as 23,782. But here, look at the close. It has actually rejected near to that zone again, the second time after 15th of May. So in the 19th of May's rejection, because of that rejection happened, the 23,618 was the close on that day. Again, it same like 18th May, yesterday's one, 20th one, got opened lower. When it touches the 23,300 zone with a low of 23,397, it has attempted to move near to the 23,700, that was 23,690.90 as the high. Here 23,695 on 18th May and 20th May 23,690, which may be termed it as or observed as the lower highs and higher lows, which means non-directional one, a symmetrical triangle may be formed. So if it's so, any side, if it is giving a break, the movement will be very huge. Along with it, the formation and all coming next. So after discussing about this particular session with no date actually closed about 23,700 and got rejected twice and tried to attempt or giving a bounce thrice with that 23,300 as support, 23,700 as resistance. The markets now going to witness an important trend in today's move. For that, we can add one more date, that was yesterday's one. The high and low of 20th May can be taken for the trend setting on the immediate 2 sessions like today and tomorrow's. That can be treated as one. Even Mondays and Tuesdays also maybe somewhat get impacted based on today's high and low. That means yesterday's high and low. So if it is so, 23,690 and 23,397. If the Nifty breaks the high of 23,690, the probability will be very high to move towards 23,800, even above to that point in today's move. Because the opening is expected in a higher manner, somewhat in a gap up manner. So that can be seen on the chart about reaching 23,800. If it breaks this day's low, because the recent rejected area was this one, and if the Nifty breaks the 23,800 in today's move, that break itself enough. That break itself enough. If it got breaks, one can see the Nifty will be eyeing for the next level of breaking 23,839. If this one also breaks, we can consider the break-off structure as mentioned here. The break-off structure will be happening if these 2 days break and all getting breached or broken. So that is the important strategy one can follow. But after breaking, we can get the confirmation only by closing above this 19th May high or 15th May high. After getting that kind of confirmation, particularly in the larger time frame like 1 hour means, the probability will be very high to move towards 24,000, 24,100 and 24,500, 700. Step by step, the construction will be happening. But for that and all, you can start working out by the way of looking. Yep, that means June month's deep out of the money call options. If the confirmation once get on the Nifty, deep out of the money call options like 24,700, if not 24,500 can be watched out. But provided it should not comes below 23,700 on closing, daily closing basis. That is the support based strategy one can follow. If the confirmation above this break of structure happens, there you can follow the long build-up or buying call options like that. But it would be on June month's one, since the May month is going to expire soon. So that is what the break of structure is, the awaited confirmation for the Nifty. Once it happens, you can see the levels what we have stated. And in case if you are seeing any retracement activities, that based on the confirmation it is providing, that particular day's low can be treated as the support on immediate basis after confirmation we get. If so, 23,587. Before that, 23,610. Anyhow, you can round it off as 23,600 as the immediate support. That can be treated as the stop loss. Who and all actually entering after getting confirmation above this break of structure happens, then you can keep that 23,600 as an immediate support. So that's it for the Nifty based one. We want to share with you through the way of explaining the behavior, how it has till now recorded and how it will be if the break of structure happens. We can now see the pre-market discussion. As stated, the opening will be on a decent gap up open. After opening, that gap up open mainly because of the global cues. But post the earlier trend of Nifty's open, one can see the range bound activities taking part and continue to dominate on Nifty and Sensex. If it is taking that range means 23,600 and 23,800 can be maintained as long as it is trading between these particular levels. On the confirmation of a high break above 23,800, one can utilize sell on rise strategy between 23,800 to 23,900, wherever it is, for the target of 23,700, 100 to 200 points, one can expect. Why we are suggesting this particular sell on rise while nearing to the resistance means the recent days were been the proof of this particular behavior based strategies we are going to apply, because it has now become normal for attracting the selling whenever it is approaching important resistance zones. Based on that, one can buy put options also near to that particular zone. But if it is breaking 23,600, particularly in during the first 1 hour, you can check and apply the buy and dip strategy, because the probability will be very, very high to attract the buying around the 23,600 or 500. You can see the recovery will be more strengthier than the previous one towards the zone of 23,800 and 900. So more than the sell on rise, the buy and dips having higher ratio of implications on today's move. Buy on dips, sell on rise, both can be applied when the resistance and support points are getting approached by the index. Anyhow, the positional setups are not even getting confirmed, so that as long as this 23,700 below the Nifty is trading or getting rejected, one can apply a sell on a rise strategy or build the short positions or buying the put options around the 23,700 zone until it is getting a confirmation based on the close on daily basis for consecutive 2 sessions. So that's the strategy for Nifty. On today's market movement, the sectors like automobile, bank, energy, realty, FMCG, IT can be expected to move the markets or drive the markets. On the stocks front, Grasim Industries, Bosch Limited, Apollo Hospitals, Jubilant Food Works, Samvardhana Motherson International, Whirlpool of India, MedPlus, and Saman Capital are the results-based stocks we have mentioned here. On them, the day traders can take an action to participate and get enhanced trading prospects by following these stocks. Today's results-oriented companies listed up or queued up, which includes ITC, the important result for ITC. After the GST revamping and the excise duty increasing, this is the first quarter the ITC is going to announce. We are expecting a nominal to moderate level of dent on the profit margin, which may affect the ITC price to come down. Then LIC of India, GAIL India, Arabindo Pharma, LG Electronics, Max Healthcare, Nika FSN E-Commerce, Prestige Estates, Page Industries, Sun TV Network, Imami Limited, Welspun Corporation, JSW Cement, Engineers India are the core stocks one can watch out in today's move, even for the tomorrow also, that has the news of the results announced. All the traders are strictly advised to maintain the disciplined stop loss management across all the transactions. So that's it from today's pre-market discussion. Hope you all got the ideology, clarity about approaching the markets based on the demonstration on the Nifty chart as well as the report we have discussed. So thank you for your participation in today's session. We'll be having the final one tomorrow on 22nd May for the pre-market discussion. Thanks again. Have a fabulous trading day. Bye-bye.